that night, it was a scary thing. I walked in through my front door, and then I turned around and looked at the mess that had been created.
Rob's house had been ransacked.
When you're burgled, the biggest feeling is that of your space has been invaded, and it was a bit scary.
The thieves had stolen electrical goods, jewellery and watches, anything they could get their hands on. But worst of all, they'd stolen Rob's prized possession.
My car that was stolen was a Jaguar XFR. So for someone to just steal that away from me was, quite gutting, really.
In the chaos, Rob hadn't realised the thieves had also taken the keys to his friend's Audi Q2.
It was only an hour or so later, when I was running around phoning the police, knocking on neighbours' doors, that the burglars came back with the set of keys, had obviously driven up and down the road, pressing the fob, seen the car light up, and very brazenly stolen it from under my nose.
PC Brown was brought in to lead the investigation. Due to the undercover nature of his job, he has to remain anonymous, so we've disguised his identity. His team immediately located a nearby security camera.
So we've asked to review their CCTV footage, and from their CCTV footage it almost painted a picture of exactly how this crime had unfolded.
Around 45 minutes before the burglary, two men pull up in a black Ford Focus and head straight for Rob's house. An hour later, the same men return in a different car. They try the stolen key fob and quickly locate the Audi Q2 belonging to Rob's friend.
One of them wipes all of the ice from the windscreen, whilst the other man hops into the driver's seat, and they use the key and they take the vehicle away.
But little did the thieves know the car keys they'd just stolen had a tracking device in them. This led police to Croydon in South London, but when they arrived, the car and thieves had vanished. Next, PC Brown and his team began tracing the two cars used by the thieves.
So the Ford Focus, it was registered to an address in Whatney Close, and that was effectively just a road away from where the Audi Q2 car key was initially tracking soon after the burglary.
This gave police the breakthrough they needed, a name on a car insurance document that was to become their prime suspect, a local career criminal called Tristram Spencer.
He'd had previous dealings with the police on multiple occasions. It was soon prevalent that he was our main suspect for this investigation.
When police questioned him, he denied any knowledge of the offences and was released on bail.
We decided to conduct some further inquiries with CCTV in nearby roads and also capture cell site evidence from Mr. Spencer's phone.
They found CCTV showing Spencer's car travelling in convoy with the stolen Audi. And his phone data showed he was in the area of the crime when the burglary took place.
The phone was tracking from his partner's address down to where the burglary had taken place, overlaid with the ANPR evidence that we'd already obtained to show quite clear correlation that Mr. Spencer had taken that phone to the burglary.
In August last year, Spencer was called in to be charged. He pulled up right outside the police station and parked, even though he was banned from driving.
He's turned up in a vehicle that obviously had no permission or licence to drive, and upon being charged for the burglary and the theft of the vehicles in this case, he was further charged for more driving offences, just due to his pure idiocy.
A court date was set, but perhaps realising what lay in store, Spencer went off-grid and disappeared.
He failed to return and then didn't adhere to any of the bail conditions that were given to him by the court. So effectively, Mr. Spencer had then gone on the run.
Then, 5 months later, PC Brown received a report about another very similar burglary.
The victim had returned after a short trip out. Upon returning home, he realised that his property had been burgled. He noticed that his spare car key for his BMW X5 had also been taken. And unfortunately, whilst reporting this matter to the police again, he witnessed from his kitchen window his vehicle being reversed out of his driveway.
The quick-thinking owner alerted the police to the tracker inside his car key. Police pursued the device, which led them to a road in Beckenham, South London. There was no sign of the stolen BMW, but the tracker kept beeping and led them to another car parked upon the street. The stolen keys were inside it. That car was registered to a flat just meters away.
Hello, please, you want to open the door?
A female had come to the door.
Surrey police.
Officers saw in the background a male appear.
Okay, so someone's gone through to the back room, haven't they? Okay, right, we're coming in, okay.
And they immediately suspected that this male was involved.
The rest of it, I'm suspicion of burglary, you do not have to say anything.
And it was at that point that his details were established and it was known to be Tristram Spencer.
You do say you may be given as evidence.
Can I smoke a cigarette first?
No,
what's going to happen
not.
is, listen, I've just took a line of cocaine.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to smoke.
I couldn't believe that he'd been so foolish as to rear his head and commit another offence.
Tristram Spencer was arrested. He admitted stealing 3 cars and burgling 4 homes. He was jailed for 7 years.
It did feel like justice had been done. But it didn't help my state of mind, I suppose, when it came to the security around the home and the possibility of someone like that coming back at you again.
It's quite clear that Tristram didn't care about the victims of these crimes. 7 years in prison will give him sufficient time to be able to consider his actions.